Hello, good morning, everybody. Yep, we'll be starting in another 2 more minutes or so, right? Yep, so we're just letting a few more participants join in, right? Yep, so just sit back, relax, get yourself a cup of coffee or whatnot, yeah, and we'll be starting really soon, all right? Thank you. Right. Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you can hear me fine and see me fine as well. All right, yeah. So good morning to everyone here. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today in our webinar session to uncover SolidWorks on cloud, all right, and the solution to win the competition. Yep, so I am JJ. I'll be your moderator for today, all right, and I hope all of you are staying safe, keeping safe, and doing well in this MCO period of time. All right, yeah, so today our presenter will be Adam Yap. All right, he is one of our own. He is the AE at CADVision Systems. Some of you may have already know him. All right, yeah, and without taking up too much time with the introduction, yeah, so I will actually would like to pass the session over to Adam. All right, yeah, but yeah, just a quick notes of some guidelines and whatnot. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the session. All right, so yeah, if you have any questions and whatnot, you can actually put it into us in the question panel. All right, and also after the session, we will have a little surprise for you. All right, yeah, so do make sure to stay tuned until the end of the session. Yep, so I see Adam is already here. All right, yep, hi Adam,
Hi, JJ.
how are
Thank you
you?
so much. Good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll not take too much time. I'll just pass the stage over to you. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.
Okay,
Welcome.
so just let me off my camera because I don't want any distraction later. Okay, so hello everybody and welcome to today's webinar on the evolution of SolidWorks. So actually, thanks a lot for spending your time with us today. So like what JJ said, my name is Adam. I'm the application engineer at CADVision Systems. We are actually the leading provider of 3D technology solution in both Malaysia and also Singapore. So, but before we go further, I actually want to review some of the functionality of this GoToWebinar platform. Your active participation is very important to us, especially throughout this session. So right now, everyone here is on mute to actually avoid any background noise for distraction and from listening to this webinar. So throughout this presentation, some of our teams will be actually managing the chat functionality. So don't feel free to just ask question or drop your question there. We'll be answering those at the end of the webinar. Okay, so let's just begin. Let's take a look on how everyone here can actually make the full use out of their SolidWorks and make those data-driven decisions. So here are some of the key takeaways which I'm going to focus throughout this webinar on basically how will cloud plays an important role in your product development process and keeps you in the lead against your competitors, and what is the benefit of having those CAD or documents accessible anytime, and also solution that will be beneficial to you and your company in the day-to-day operation. Okay, but actually, like before we continue, I have some poll question that I would like to you guys to answer. Here you go. Okay, the first one would be, have you guys heard of the 3D Experience platform? Okay, we just give it about 1 minute and then we'll move on to the next one. So it's quite equal. 50% say yes and 50% says no. Okay, just give it about more like 20 more seconds and I'll go to the next question. Okay, so now the next question. So what do you guys think the 3D Experience platform is? I see many of you answering the second option. After the last poll question, I will go through all the answers and see the results with all of you guys. Okay, I'll go to the next one now. So does your company use SolidWorks heavily in their day-to-day? Okay, it looks like all the answers is coming in. Okay, so that is the end of the earlier poll question. So let's just go through all the answers that we all have seen. So this is like can say equal. 56% say yes and 44% say no. But don't worry, I'll be actually explaining what is the 3D Experience platform later. Okay, the next question is, I see some of you, like most of you actually know what the 3D Experience platform is, but some of you would like me to share, which I'm going to share later. And some of them can be like, it is CAD for older people. Okay. And the last one, I see you guys, like some of you guys are using SolidWorks sometimes, and some of you guys are using every day, and even like a few people does not know what SolidWorks is. Okay, don't worry. We'll explain everything later. Okay, so back to my presentation. Okay, so like before we cover those three takeaways, let's go through some of the challenges most design team face in an organization. Number one would be actually the lack of integration. This lack of integration can be software, like lack of software integration or lack of human integration. So like what this causes is basically you actually affect you have many duplicated data, some slow order processing, some fulfillment delays, unhappy customer, and profit loss. This actually affect your business a lot. It actually hurt your business by creating silos that actually makes it hard to get a complete picture of how your business is performing, and also create those inefficiencies to actually slow down your decision making and redundancies across the business. Next would be managing or finding those design data. Like, do you guys know, right, that engineers actually spend like average 15 to 30% of their time managing those data? Like me, myself, as a designer, I spend a lot of time just managing those data myself. Then, like, especially during this period, working from home period, I will need to share this data with my colleagues, whether it's my engineer, my designer, or my sales, and so on. I have to actually track those data, or maybe the design data, and it actually gets more complicated when I have to share it to my supplier or vendor. So much of this waste is due to the simple fact that, Windows Explorer that we all know about, it wasn't made for engineers, and it also wasn't made to manage and collaborate for CAD files. So if there's no proper data management included, right, like imagine how long we would use to actually find those data that we used few years ago. And if we cannot find those data, then we have to waste our time to actually redo everything again, which causes a lot of downtime. Okay, the third point is basically difficult for non-engineers to access those needed data. In a typical organization, they would have their marketing, sales, engineers, manufacturers, finance, HR, and so on. They all have different tasks to do every day. The engineers will be maybe to do some designing, creating those 2D drawings. But for marketing or sales, their purpose is to actually market their product, to attract and also win more customer by having a more competitive edge. So because of this, right, they will actually require those CAD data to either to render it first, then post it online. But you all know that most CAD data, it actually requires CAD software to open, and sales and marketing do not have those software. So this will actually cause some delay during the product marketing period. Okay, last but not least will be the IT administration side. Like some of the most common IT administration delays is like the most common administration is delay in upgrades of your current hardware or software. But if you look at the trend now and everything, the technology is constantly evolving and growing. And most company to actually maintain to keep track with this, they have to change their hardware or software at least every 2 years. So I know some of the customer that actually choose to not upgrade their hardware. But you know that like they feedback to me that, oh, those hardware are very fast spoil, or like because like I told them like, and also statistics show that the longer your hardware is and if you don't change it, the wear and tear will be higher. Okay, then besides that, like some of the other reason why there is delay in upgrades is because due to the time constraint. The IT have a lot of tasks to do in their day-to-day, such as like trying to assist or troubleshoot any of the hardware software related issue, or even like maintaining the server security to ensure your company the IP is protected. So of course, here are some challenges that I have compiled throughout the year that you may or may not face. And all these challenges will be addressed later on in the webinar. So if you guys have any other challenges, just feel free to share with me as well in the chat box, because I'm also interested in learning what other challenges is out there that your industry face. Okay. So actually regarding those challenges we saw in the previous slide, right? They all can be solved by actually digitalizing your processes with the right technology. Like as you know, technology plays a very, very important role in many areas of our life. You see, like we are so dependent on our phone now. It has made like it's possible for like because of the information access, it makes it possible to access those information faster and faster. it produced a transformation in the way we actually consume and relate to our data. And not only to our personal self, the business environment is also getting more involved in this constant technology evolution. And those industry sector, they have been incorporating and also gradually using greater use of automation and also connectivity nowadays. So there's actually the other word for industry digitalization, which many of you have heard of, which is Industry 4.0. So the concept of Industry 4.0 is something that I think is quite like you guys know about, which is something like the fourth industrial revolution, smart industry, or even interconnected industry. Like all of this, the meaning is the same. It just means to make your manufacturing process more agile, more flexible, and also more noticeable to your customer base. So the essential goal of this thing, right, is to actually make manufacturing and other industries such as logistics and so on faster, more efficient, and more customer centric. So while at the same time, they actually go beyond automation and optimization to detect new business opportunities and models. So actually, here is a lot of things, but today we'll be actually going through the cloud computing and connected global value chain in your like how this can actually digitalize your design to manufacturing process. So what is 3D Experience platform? So 3D Experience, you guys may have seen it in a compass icon, something like this, in your SolidWorks videos, some web pages, and even some of your design application, and wondering what is there for. Well, actually, the compass represent a business experience platform, and we are going to explore what that means and how SolidWorks users, like you guys, can benefit from knowing how to use this. So just a background about this platform. This platform was actually created by the Soul System, our principal, a French company, to tie together all different aspects of the engineering process and also the engineering business into one connected space where it actually pushes for collaboration and communication in a project. So it employs a single, easy to use interface that houses many different software applications for 3D design, analysis, simulation, manufacturing, and so on. So all the team member in the same so all the team members are in the same page or in the same environment ecosystem, looking at all those data at the same time. So actually, this is a cloud computing platform that is similar to what we use currently during this pandemic period, which is Grab. So if we look at it, Grab itself is a platform, and inside Grab they have actually many tools such as Grab Food to order your food, Grab Car, or Grab Mart to even do grocery shopping. So this platform is just something like that to actually caters to your whole organization and also covers your employee day-to-day tasks. Okay, so this platform or mini cloud computing, they mostly consist of three service model, which is the PaaS, SaaS, and also IaaS. So PaaS stands for Platform as a Service, which is a complete development and deployment environment in the cloud, which provide resources that enables you to deliver like everything from cloud-based app to sophisticated cloud-enabled enterprise application. And SaaS, which is basically software as a service, which we all are used to nowadays, is those application or software that runs on the platform itself. And for IaaS, this is basically infrastructure as a service. The infrastructure is what you mean by server, storage, networking, your data center, and so on. So migrating your organization and infrastructure to an IaaS solution helps in actually reducing your maintenance of your on-premise data center, on-premise server. You save money on hardware costs and also gain real-time business insight. So this actually gives you the flexibility to scale your IT resource up and down with demand. So if you want to increase your RAM, your storage and all, you can just do it straight away. We don't have to consider a lot of considerations. So actually this all-in-one solution actually helps in minimizing the long-term costs and allows you to control your total cost of ownership. So to actually summarize what I've been saying, this cloud platform is designed and developed for the future that empowers business and people to innovate together in new ways and create product and services using virtual experience. So inside this platform, it consists of many of the tools that you may heard of throughout the years, such as SolidWorks, Katia, Simulia, Delmia, all high-end stuff by all high-end brands by the Systems. Okay, so 3D experience works. So many of us, like, we are so used to the product thinking, where we actually purchase a software to solve or fulfill one of our job tasks. And then this program is actually, like you all should know, mostly run on desktop, and it runs on Windows, and sometimes it runs on Mac. So if you see the CAD software in the market nowadays, SolidWorks, Inventor, ProE, NX, AutoCAD, they all work the same way, where you just use to design the product. And actually, when you want to save those files, right, you either save it to your company server or your own PC. So the workflow is more or less the same. So this is actually okay if you're working yourself or have a small team. But normally in an organization, you're working with a bunch of people. And those people also will have the habit and also their, like, how they want to save their files. If they save in their server, they have their own naming convention, they have their own style. So this will actually cause files to be scattered. There will be data duplication. Sometimes you even save in the wrong folder, and so many more. So nowadays, right, like many companies are actually considering or adopting the platform thinking, where actually in the platform itself, right, it consists of a suite of enterprise software products, all your company data with their own metadata, data number to work together. So they don't have to actually keep changing the software. Then for so in essence, right, this is where the consumer and the producer can value interact with each other and conduct business. This is how you can actually determine the demand. Okay, so the platform actually acts as a data repository with data management embedded for unified collaboration and communication purposes. The platform, like I said earlier, it doesn't only cover the design segment, but it caters to the end-to-end product development and planning process. So the brands actually by our principal, the source systems, provides you with, let's say, industry-leading 3D solution, high-end simulation, Simulia, or maybe some of you know it by Abacus, manufacturing process line simulation, enterprise resource planning, manufacturing execution system, product lifecycle management, and so much more. So the platform is constantly growing, meeting all of your industry requirements and tools that is fully scalable upon your requirement. So if you guys have any question like up until this point, just feel free to write in the chat box. I will get to you after the webinar. Okay, now to the 3D experience SolidWorks that I was mentioning about earlier. So this is kind of say like this can be said as a new product, but really it's just an older product. The desktop SolidWorks that we all know, but now it's just connected to the 3D experience platform, which allows you to design using your favorite CAD tool and host all your design data in the cloud folder. You can manage all this design data and lifecycle data directly through your browser, as well as communicate with your team. It's basically a true one-stop shop for everything you need. And of course, like sharing data and content with the project stakeholder is a key things which can be done in a breeze and built right into your daily routine. On top of that, all your process such as your engineering change order, your manufacturing process, your QA process can be done digitally. So this is actually the stepping stone or the bridge that evolves your SolidWorks to have a more competitive advantage. So why? Okay, so this offer is actually the best entry point for your SolidWorks user or even your other department to have their data, the latest data available on the cloud to make those data-driven decisions. Those data can be accessed with a phone or with an active internet connection. So you don't have to actually have to open up a workstation or computer to access those data. And also we have some promotion that we'll share with you at the end of the meeting. So that will actually be beneficial to you and your team. So remember to stay tuned. Okay, like I said, this platform is a flexible and scalable business solution that actually helps you to bring your product to market faster. The roles on the 3D experience platform are basically a collection of various apps. So inside each role, they have all the apps that can be used to help your day-to-day tasks. Okay, so in the platform, right, currently there is about 150 roles or about 500 applications that actually caters to the engineers, sales, marketing, management, and so to actually assist in their daily functional tasks. Like even in overseas, they are using this platform to actually assist in testing COVID patients, as in like creating the vaccines for the COVID patients and all of us. So like this is some of the 6 main roles in the offer that I mentioned earlier that I'll go about. Okay, so the first one is basically the collaborative business innovator. This is basically the entry role or the basic requirement for the 3D experience platform. It actually provides those application and services to connect all your employees, suppliers, customer and consumer into a single platform. It allows your team to create dashboard, communities, which is something like a Facebook page or group, aggregate and share data, and also connect everyone in the same place for faster collaboration, agility, and faster time to market. And in this role, right, it provides a set of apps to have you which allows you to have a video call or conference call with your whole team, create some conceptual sketching, view CAD files without the need to even open SolidWorks up. Next will be the collaborative industry innovator. So this role actually provides the engineering teams an essential set of apps for real-time, secure, structured collaboration on this product content. It's a scalable online environment for product design, multi-physics simulation, manufacturing process planning for maximum traceability and flexibility. So this role, industry innovator, extends and supports all compliance to standard enterprise business processes, such as maybe your engineering change order, which will be done fully digitalized on the platform itself. So the fundamental of this role is to actually remove working in silos or remove working alone, where everyone in the company with appropriate access rights, they can view all the latest data in there and see those data is currently working by who and all the revision in there. So some of that, like the issue management, transaction, markup, is some of the key functionalities in this to actually help you automate or digitalize your business process. Next will be the 3D experience SolidWorks, which we all know about. Like I said, this is just the normal, as you can see here, it's just like the normal SolidWorks you guys know and currently using. However, nowadays, it is not tied to any serial number or fixed into any PC anymore, because now it's a fully named user login account. So on top of that, right, it actually provides built-in and secure data management for collaboration on the platform to actually shorten your product development time, help you reduce your costs, and also improve your quality by leveraging knowledge and know-how from your entire organization. So do not worry lah, because most of the SolidWorks functionalities is still the same. So moving here wouldn't be a big problem. So besides that, like we understand that sometimes like nowadays customers are more mobile and also like they have to travel to customer site or go overseas. And to actually run SolidWorks, they would be required to actually have a heavy workstation, whether it's a mobile workstation or a normal desktop workstation. So this is an alternative, which is basically a browser-based 3D modeling solution, which enables the designers and engineers to create, review, evaluate 3D models through an easy-to-use parametric modeling capabilities. So this, like essentially, this is basically an online version of SolidWorks Desktop, which do not need to be installed. So as long as you have a working internet in browser and also an active internet connect control, you are able to design on any device, whether it's a tablet or some touchscreen or even Apple, which SolidWorks cannot be designed on Apple. So the benefit of this is you don't need a powerful workstation to run on this. And if you're traveling overseas and you suddenly need to check on some design, you can even use this if an urgent request come in. Okay, next will be the 3D Sculptor. Similar to the 3D Creator, the 3D Sculptor is basically a browser-based 3D subdivision or sub-D modeling solution, which enables like those industrial designers, engineers, or even artists to create those stylized ergonomic or even organic shape models faster and more easily than traditional parametric tools. So creating complex surface quickly and using the push-pull interaction to shape your design will be really simple nowadays. Okay, now towards the value proposition. Here I'll be going through some of the value proposition that 3D Experience has to offer to show you some of, you can say, a live demo of how it actually looks like. So actually many of us have been actually saving files in the Windows Explorer. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I still do that sometimes until you feel the aggravation or annoyance of the hassle of organizing all your CAD data. So like actually organizing, especially throughout this pandemic period, I organize all my data, which consume almost a single day or about 1.5 days for me to organize all my data. So many CAD system out there, right? It actually constantly requires engineers to locate, validate, organize, or even archive all of the design files ourselves. So the good thing about this is, okay, so the good thing about this is, right, the 3D Experience platform has no files. All of this is metadata or design data that is stored in your database that is fully structured. So CAD users can always return to any previous state of their model. You can go back to your previous revision and so on, and are never uncertain about which version is the latest. So like I said, these designs are actually arranged systematically by the system. It actually saves a lot of time for us not to organize our data. So I know I heard many of our customers, so they say that, oh, I need to check on some files. But let's say for sales, they want to check on some files to show their customer. But inside, in a typical assembly, right, they have many different parts. Like mostly the sales wouldn't know which part belongs to where. And the only way for them to know is actually to launch SolidWorks so they can view the full product quickly. But don't worry, the 3D Experience has got your back. So now you can even view products of your parts and look at all the parts in your browser directly. So if I were to choose, like I can select which part I want to know and zoom into it to do some adjustment or do some markup. So now showing all this to your customer wouldn't be, you don't bring a heavy workstation. You can just bring your phone or tablet. It'll be much easier also. Okay, so next will be the collaboration part. Okay, so we covered the data management side. So now to the next part. As you all know, the key to operation excellence or growth in an organization is not how good someone is, but also how a team can work together to collaborate and communicate together. Especially now during working from home situation, how do we actually collaborate among each other? So like what we mostly do is we end up a part of like maybe 100 of email strings with thousands of megabytes of attachment all stuck on there. So this is and we are constantly on the phone to update one another, what's our progress, and so on. This will actually hinder or affect the productivity of every individual in the company. So collaboration and communication is the heart of the 3D experience platform for your business. So over here, you can actually create community which allow users to post ideas, concept, interact with each other, like as things progress from concept to reality. You can even do a conference call or video call directly from the platform without the need to actually switch application or devices. And you can even check on the schedule of your current project time and create tasks for yourself to assign others to structure your own you can create tasks for yourself or assign others to actually create your own Kanban to reduce the visibility between you and your colleagues, so you guys know what's your progress like and what they are doing currently. So whenever you assign someone task, they will get a notification, something like Facebook. When you text somebody inside, they'll get a notification, and the bosses will be able to track their progress and their productivity as well. Oh look, from here I can notice that I have a few tasks that is assigned to me. So let's move on to doing this. Applying material into the detailed design with our beloved SolidWorks. After this, then we'll move on to changing dimension of holes on link with the cloud design. Okay, so SolidWorks, industry-leading 3D CAD. So let's dive into the interface of this 3D experience SolidWorks. As you can see, it's more or less the same. Like SolidWorks is it still consists of all the best-in-class tools available for you to design your product efficiently. You can now launch your SolidWorks directly from a desktop shortcut like normal, or directly from the cloud platform in a browser. To jump into editing a certain part, right, I will just have to select the part I would like to use and just reserve it. So no one can actually make changes to this until I unreserve this. So I can casually just make some changes to the part and complete the 3D model. Okay, so like what I'm supposed to do is edit material of this. Okay. So just let me just add a material. It's supposed to be a carbon fiber. Okay, so once I'm done with adding the material, I can directly just save it to the platform and unreserve those data. So then everyone will have the latest and updated version. So after this, I can just go back into the 3D experience window and save the part here. So after all of this save, it will be synced to the cloud again. And now I can go and unreserve all these documents. And so my team can go back on editing the assemblies and so on. So now, since I applied material into my detailed design, I will just go ahead and let my team know that I completed this task. So over here, the next part, which is cloud design, where I'll be going through some cloud design. So over here, if you all can see, I'm actually have another task to do, which is the changing dimension of the holes. I'll just let my team know that I'm currently working on it. And using the cloud design that I just showed just now, I can just as easily just change my SolidWorks data inside here. All I need is like an active internet connection. So it's restoring all the data, all the previous state that I have. Like the reason I'm using the 3D browser-based design is because this is only a simple changes. I don't have to actually open up SolidWorks. I'm just going to use the online version of SolidWorks. So actually, if you see here, the bells and whistle inside is similar to what SolidWorks has that we all know. So this actually provides like immediate access to those, like to the design files that I want to work on. And when I were to change it, I can directly change it really quickly. Let's say 50. So once I click save, like all the data will be actually saved to the cloud. So everyone will have the latest version. So what this thing actually benefits me is basically all I need to do now is just focus on those design and not to worry about the file management. Everything is already included inside. Okay, moving on. Data mobility. Like this is where I say like you must have your like, okay, I will go through the next slide. So the like actually you guys know the workplace is constantly evolving on how you work and where and when you must work. So you actually expect your data or your design tools to be as flexible as you are. And this data needs to be accessible everywhere, whenever required. But you don't have to live. You don't have to live everywhere. So I know some of you may have your stuff, your data saved in your company server, and because you may need it at home, so you save it to your own Google Drive, OneDrive, and so on. And if without those data available during that time, it actually impacts your business from the new sales point of view, product development, supply chain schedules, to even customer satisfaction. So this platform actually delivers unsurpassed ease of access with little more than a connected device in a web browser. So actually it empowers users to improve their productivity and most importantly, the time to impact business intelligence. So let's say even if you're traveling overseas with your customers, I mean like if you're traveling overseas or with your customers, those data can be available to you immediately. And last but not least, frequent update. So I believe every one of you are no strangers to all this. The little pops up in the window. They tell you that software updates are available for your computer, laptop, tablet, or even your mobile device. So many of us might actually be tempted to click on the remind me later button. But you guys know, right, that software updates are important to your digital safety and also the cyber security. The sooner you update, the sooner you actually have the confidence and have a peace of mind. So overall, the platform actually the updates are more frequent and are pushed directly onto the platform. So this actually helps your team to stay up to date with the latest enhancement. They are actually fine-tuned by a group of the soft systems R&D team to make it the best it can be. Okay, so as you all are aware of, right, the technologies are always changing and there's always new application in the market and there's always a better hardware, a new and improved hardware and network system and so on. However, like in the past, right, we keep like keeping up with changing technology was costly and also time consuming. But nowadays it's different. Previously, because companies have to maintain their own server, employ their own IT expert to support their infrastructure. But now, thanks to the like everywhere is pushing for this, the on-premise to cloud migration, there's no longer a need for every business to worry about the IT needs or keeping up with the changing technology. The cloud-based service actually provides like cloud-based service providers can actually offer a wide range of benefit for any business. So actually everyone also can be benefit from the 3D experience platform. So here are some of the customers or SolidWorks user that would actually make the use or benefit the most out of this 3D experience platform. Those that do not have a data management system, that have scattered files in their company server or in their own PC. Those early adopters, companies, or enterprises that want to have a competitive edge by keeping up the latest technology trends. Those that always want to stay up to date to the latest version. Remote teams, especially when we are working from home. Many of us do not have the proper tools or access to communicate and collaborate between one another. And we constantly require the need for VPN or virtual machine to access our company server. Like besides that, the customer also like the other one is basically they see the value of cloud. And last but not least is they want to actually minimize the IT overhead in the long run, especially maintaining the server infrastructure, which is not cheap at all. So here is the offer that I was talking about earlier. So the offer actually consists of all of the same SolidWorks that we all know, the standard, professional, and premium CAD, but it's still the same desktop variant, okay? But addition to that, right, they all come with safe and secure cloud data management and collaboration tools. So we'll be also throwing in some of the browser-based cloud design tools that I mentioned earlier. But I would like to stress one thing. So the 3D Experience SolidWorks is still must be installed. It does not run on cloud. It still requires a workstation to be installed onto. So actually for those of you guys who would like to try it out first before even considering, we will have a promotion at the end of the webinar. So stay tuned. Okay, like from here, like based on the poll question just now, many of you are can say currently utilizing SolidWorks, whether it's every day or sometimes. So there's actually two options for you guys to utilize the 3D Experience platform. So here are both the options, which is the Collaborative Designer for SolidWorks and also the 3D Experience SolidWorks. Okay, let's go over the first one. So this Collaborative Designer for SolidWorks is essentially a connector for your current SolidWorks to connect to the 3D Experience platform. So this is the benefit of this is you still be utilizing your standalone or network license that you guys want. And also, let's say if you guys are heavily dependent on SolidWorks simulation, SolidWorks inspection, or SolidWorks CAM, this is a good alternative for you. Or even like I know some of you are using some of the solution partner product such as SolidCam, MasterCam, DriveWorks, or even Maquette tools. So you can still maintain all of this while having this connector to save all your design data to the cloud. And for the 3D Experience SolidWorks, like I mentioned, it's no more tied to a serial number. It's now a name user license. And you do not need any solution partner product. And you see and you would like to venture into actually other Dassault system brands such as Katia, Delmia, Innovia, all in a single platform. Okay, so that will be all for my presentation or webinar today. So would you like to give it a try? Okay, I'll hand it over back to you, JJ.
Yep. Thank you so much, Adam. Yeah. So I think it's really quite insightful, especially for our existing customers, like some of you guys here today. All right. Yeah. So before we head over to the Q&A session, right? Yeah. I'm actually going to just talk a little bit of the promotion that we have today. All right. Yep. So let me just pull that out right now. Yes. All right. Yep. So here it is. So you've seen what 3D Experience has and everything. So we have actually prepared this especially for all of you guys who are attending today. All right. We have a bundle voucher here. All right. And it comes with three items actually. So the first thing is we have the 3D Experience SolidWorks for 3 months. All right. So, and then we have in this bundle voucher, the 3D Experience implementation and support throughout these 3 months. Okay. And lastly, we have a training, and you can actually choose this training. It can either be the advanced part modeling or the assembly modeling. All right. And for these 3 items, usually it will cost about 8,000 ringgit. All right. Yeah. Exact value would be like 7,959 actually. Yeah. So, and today we are actually going to be providing you with 2,450 ringgit for this bundle. All right, and this will be valid until the end of August, which is on the 31st of August of this year. All right, but here, if you were to actually sign up with us or express your interest and grab this bundle, okay, from today, right after this session, up until the end of June, you will actually get an early bird promotion, and we'll actually be giving it at 2,000 ringgit only. So you save another 450 bucks here. All right. Yeah. So this is a very, I would say it's really quite an attractive bundle, right? Yeah, I hope you guys agree with me as well. All right. Yeah, but yeah, if you guys are interested in this, you can just feel free to reach out to LV. Okay, I'm sure all of you know who LV is. All right. Yeah, you can just reach out to her and just ask for this bundle promotion. All right. Okay. Yep. So with that, if you guys have any questions in regards to what 3D experience is, or if you have any questions for Adam or even me myself, you can actually just put it into the not comment section, the question panel right here. All right. So does anyone have any question? You can just put your questions in here.
Or while waiting for you guys to think of a question or so on, how about we do another poll?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
so let's go. So would you like to have a further session to actually have a deeper understanding on this 3D experience platform? Okay, we just give it another 30 seconds and then we move on to the next question. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So do you all think this platform will be beneficial to your company? Okay, I see a lot of yes and a few no's. Okay, so to the last question. So would you guys like to know more or attend our next event? Okay, so many of you would like to attend our next event as well. Okay, that's good. I'll make sure LV will actually invite all of you. Okay, so that will be all. So you guys got any questions? Okay, I
Yeah,
see there is.
yes. Yeah, we actually do have one question. All right, let me just take a look at it here. Yep, so this question is from Azril Dahari. All right. Yep, so Mr. Azril asked, how many users for the offer? And if we decided not to continue, can we get all of our data back?
So I believe you are talking about the 3D experience bundle voucher. So
Mhm.
the price is actually for one user. And of course, within the 3 months, we will actually remind you to actually download back all the data from the cloud. So your data is like you still have a choice, even though you save in cloud, you still have a choice to actually save in your local PC.
Mm. Yep, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, let's say if you decided not to continue, yeah, which we hope We hope no, right? Yeah, because you will eventually get to know the benefit of the cloud platform and its features on collaboration and also communication, which actually in this point of time, in the new norm and whatnot, right? It's actually proven to be really useful and necessary actually for us to some of us to work from home and whatnot, right? Yeah, but yeah, even if you really do decide not to continue, yep, yes, you can still get back all of your data. All right, yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Mr. Azriel. Yeah. So do we have any other questions from the floor? Yeah, just feel free to ask us, and we'll just address your concerns and whatnot. All right. Oh, yes, we do have some questions coming in. Yep, so the next question is from Yaya Ahmed. All right, yeah. So is there any delay when editing the 3D model? Something through the 3D experience, like when I use TeamView to access my workstation online. All right, yeah. So I think I believe this question is talking about the latency or the lagginess, if there's any lag, yeah, in delay in editing the 3D model using our 3D experience platform.
Okay, so there is two options to actually design. One of it is, like I mentioned, the 3D Experience SolidWorks, and one is the browser based. So the 3D Experience SolidWorks is still the same that you guys use normally currently, but the browser based does depend on your internet. And as long as you guys have at least 16 Mbps, the latency all should be okay.
I see, yeah. Because he also mentioned that yeah, when he uses TeamViewer to access his workstation online. Yeah. But would that be
Hello?
necessary? Hello? Yeah,
Okay, okay, jump. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Like, sorry,
Yep, no
my
worries.
okay. So
Yeah.
like of course
So
using TeamViewer to remote into something, correct? It depends on it depends on both sides internet. But now you're directly connecting to the cloud. It's the same internet that you use your own PC to access the web browser. Let's say you access your Chrome, your Gmail, or you'll be like that. But remoting you'll be a bit slower. This is the some of the limitation in remoting.
mm, I see. All right, yeah, yeah. So the limitation of remoting would still apply in this case. Okay, understand. All right. Yep. We have a follow-up question from Azriel. All right. Yeah. So if the bundle voucher is only one user, how do we test collaboration? All right, yeah. So in this case, we do have because this particular bundle is at a relatively uh, affordable price, all right, for the 3 months, right? Yeah. So and it also comes with a training. Yeah, so actually if you have a team of engineers and whatnot, and you would like to have actually test it out with your team members as well, yeah, then you can actually use multiple times, yeah, or just get multiple bundle vouchers for your company or for your team. All right, yeah. Hope that answers your question. All right, yeah, next we have a question from Aziz. Yeah, would like to know, is the system integratable with ERP, or does it have an ERP system of its own?
Okay, for now they are still working on that, but
Mm-hmm.
soon, like in the future, I believe that it can integrate with most ERP such as the common one, SAP, Oracle, and so on.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So in the
So
currently it's still integrating with their own ERP, with the South's own ERP,
I see,
which
I
is,
see.
yeah, Delmia works.
Delmia Works or Delmia itself, right?
Correct.
All right, yeah. So yeah, in the near future, we will be seeing more integration with other systems, yeah, including ERP systems. All right, yeah. So another question from Badrul. Okay, so how is the requirement for hardware specification? Will it be hardware dependent? Yep.
Okay, so for if you are looking into 3D experience SolidWorks, the SolidWorks requirement is still the same. You still require all the system requirement for all the like the current usage. But for 3D Creator and other browser-based thing, like any hardware should be okay. As long
Mm,
as you just need to access the browser, either Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or Firefox, and with an active internet connection.
I see. All right. Yep. So hardware dependency on the workstation itself is not that important for uh, cloud-based applications, right? For the like the 3D
Yes.
creator and whatnot. Yeah. So, but the thing here is you must have a good internet connection.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yes. I hope that answers some of these questions that we have here today. Yeah. Uh, are there any other questions? Yeah. All right, yeah. So this question is from Muhammad Azwan. All right. So how secure is our data in the cloud?
Okay, so those data is actually, I mean, for the data is actually have some ISO standard that is similar to your online banking or your day-to-day data. So your data would not be leaked out. And also there is an agreement between our principal to you guys that to ensure that our principal would not have any access to your data.
Mm,
So your data is only kept by within your company by yourself.
mm, all right. Yeah. So I believe our principal Dassault Systems, yeah, their infrastructure is also all ISO standard, is all implemented and whatnot, right? Yeah.
Correct, yes. It's
Yeah.
the same as the online banking that we all use day to day nowadays.
Okay. Yep. So that's good. All right. Yeah, we have one more question from Amiro. Yep. So can this system use as cloud storage for other types of files, such as AutoCAD, PDF, and others? If so, how big is the storage provided?
Okay, so for now, currently, it's available to store like PDF, to store Excel, all the documents, even AutoCAD file and so on the
Mm,
platform directly. Like I said, it's a data or file repository. And on top of that, right, for other CAD software such as AutoCAD, if you remember earlier that I mentioned something about collaborative designer for SolidWorks, there is also one for collaborative designer for AutoCAD. So your
mm,
AutoCAD can also connect to the 3D experience platform.
mm. Okay, yeah. So it's not just only for SolidWorks, it's also for other CAD softwares. Yeah.
Yes,
So I believe this integrator integration with other systems, yeah. So it also goes back to the same questions with Aziz from Aziz. Yeah. So it's we do the 3D experience platform does have integration with all sorts of different softwares out there as well. Yeah. So yeah, so the question here is also inclusive of the storage. Yeah. How big is the storage provided?
so for now, let's say for one user, it's 25 gigabyte. But of course, you're working in a team for collaboration and communication, so it will stack up as there is more user in your organization.
And do they
And
have
also,
an option to upgrade their storage file as well if they
yes,
want to?
there's an option to actually upgrade or increase your storage size.
Mm, mm. All right. Yeah. So it's all these are all provided. Okay, Ken. Yep. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Amiro. Yeah. Yes, we have one question from Muthu. All right. Yeah. After 3 months, once we have bought with the early bird promo, will we still be entitled for this promo? All right. Yeah, so for this question, for this particular promo for 3 months, it's actually for this voucher and this pricing is actually only applicable for this 3 months. So if you do choose to continue and whatnot, you can actually just reach out to LV. Yeah, and I believe LV will actually we might have some other promotion down the road. Yeah, after 3 months. Yeah, after yeah 3 months later. Yeah, and we can actually discuss on that. Yeah, and you can actually discuss with LV. All right. Yes. Yeah. So any other questions? I think, yeah, it's already 11:38 right now. Yeah, so yeah, we will be maybe accepting one last question, yeah, before we end the session. Yeah. But of course, if you have any other things that you would like to clarify with us, feel free to just reach out to us. All right, just you can reach out to Adam or reach out to LV, and we'll be addressing your inquiries. All right, yeah. So any other questions so far? Yes, no? All right, yeah. So if there's no current questions now, yeah, like what I've mentioned, you can just write into us at info@cat-vision.com.my, or you can just reach out to Adam or LV directly. All right, yep. So I hope you guys have a good day ahead. All right, yep. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah. So yeah, just one last thing is to just try to take advantage of the voucher that we have right now for the promotion. All right. Yeah. So yeah, that's all. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Adam, for today as well for the
Thank
session.
you.
Yep. Yeah. And I hope all of you had a good webinar session. You guys have gotten to know about the 3D Experience platform a little bit more, and also the cloud solution for SolidWorks. Yeah. So yes, I hope you guys continue to stay safe. All right. Be well, and yeah, we'll see you in our next webinar. All right. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so much.
Stay safe,
Have a nice
everybody.
day. Yeah.
Okay. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. All right.